Hey, what's up, guys? This is John. Alright, people want me to make videos. Be careful what you ask for. And I was thinking, that, this is supposed to be a free country where we can have different opinions, still live together in harmony. We can have different faiths, different religions, and live together pretty much in harmony. You know, white, black, Asian, Mexican, whatever, European, we can all live together in harmony. But why are they trying to divide us? You gotta ask yourself. Because it's about money, it's about power, it's about control. These elitists, I want to say, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the power elites are getting scared. Because President Trump actually cares to put America first. And that's the only reason. And that, we have the strongest military in the world. If President Trump was a king, he would be king of the world right now. And again, you don't have to agree with anything what he has to say. Do it peacefully. And you got all these people just freaking out with this gerrymandering thing, where the liberals were doing it first. They're just upset that the Republicans caught on and play at their own game. And I don't really care. People don't like that. I'm still a Trump supporter, 100%. I mean, again, I don't agree with, with 100% of his stuff. But he set out what he was going to do. Even that interview with Oprah a long time ago about Iran. Look it up on YouTube. Trump has been consistent all his life. And it just ticks me off. The rhinos on the right and nerd Trumpers and those so-called podcasters and, those fake Republicans and, I want to say, I don't care. We're talking Carlson's, Megyn Kelly's, and even Alex Jones. What happened to them? What happened to Alex Jones? Is money that important to you guys? Look at Ted Turner. He is a billionaire. God rest his soul and his family. He can't take that all those billions with him, right? Wherever he is. And rest in peace, I'm just making a point, Christian or not, man, all that stuff that you told me, this got to do that word, that on this earth means crap, even good stuff. If you don't have Jesus Christ in your life, and you don't have the Word of God, you're not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I've been a Christian for 36 years, I'm just barely getting by. And I'm grateful to God for everything in my life. I put Him first, and the Bible, first in my life. And look, I'm not the best reader. I have my disabilities, I have my weaknesses, and I like listening to the Bible a lot. Thank God for that. But all I'm trying to say is, guys, who cares, what people think? You know, you know, throw some baseballs, I didn't swear, and just say, look, if you can't be my friend, you know, then we were never friends. I'd rather be alone and with my principles, and then have to, kiss butt to have a couple friends, compromise on my beliefs. And I have no problem with people, different faiths, you know. I just, I may not agree with the whole transgender thing, but lifestyle, but I can be friends with anybody, with anybody, I don't really give a hoot. Well, all I'm saying, guys, I know this is all over the place. I don't have no fancy background music, graphics, or get speaking in a deep voice, and all that. This is just me. This is God. This is God, myself, and this phone, and that's it. And you gotta ask yourself, all these independent quote journalists now and podcasters and you know and look, it's I'm no expert in anything. No, I'm a wannabe YouTube watcher. I am just American who loves this country, who loves God, loves this country, and always wanted this, like Marco Rubio said, that this will be the place where everybody wants to be, and where you can start from nothing and and reach all your goals legally. I want people to come here legally. You know, I don't know. Maybe I just care. You know, and I know this is all over the place. I know that, you know, they're going to try to bury me, this, and YouTube is going to try to, block my views. And I mean, guys, please help me out with views and comments. Be respectful. No bullying, no swearing. But, I'm just praying that Jesus Christ, that he's coming back soon, guys. Like it or not, he's coming back. Which side will you be on? God gives us all free will. And that's all I'm trying to say, guys. I love you all. I'm praying for you all. Pray for me. Pray that God will use me any way He wants. I mean, I'm 58 right now. Not bad, huh? I am straight edge. I don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs, and I'm grateful for that. I don't struggle with any of that. And just tell you that there's an alternative. By bound by all that stuff I see on my main street. Nothing is hidden anymore, and that's what the devil wants, and that's what Satan wants. Have everything easy access, so they don't have to rely on God. And We're only here for a short time, guys. We're only here for a short time. F that. I have people younger than me that pass away. I have people around my age that's passed away. We're getting near that age. I want to try to take care of myself best I can. Work out, do my walking, do my stretching, and that's all you can do. Try to eat better. I'm trying not to, you know, I'm trying to skip breakfast, and stuff. And plus, I've been doing some research, and I'm no expert about there's biblical fasting and there's just regular fasting, and plus our stomach needs rest, to digest and all that. And that's what the government doesn't want to know, but it doesn't make them any money. I've been doing some research about taking magnesium more, you know. I take a lot of antioxidants, guys, and do your research on that. If you can take it, talk to your doctor and stuff like that. But guys, this is what the devil wants us to fight against each other. We don't need jail cells. We got this phone, we got tablets. I see when I went to karaoke that everybody's just looking at their phone, or something. Or even in church. Unless you're looking up the Bible during church, put your phone in the car, and take a break from it and just worship the Lord, and so you feel better about yourself. Okay, guys, well, God bless, can we just get through this, only with the Lord's help, and I know this is more rant than anything else, but I hope you guys understand my heart, and this is, I don't have any fancy, graphics, music, and stuff like that. I'm not going to be sponsored by anybody, so they can't tell me what to do. Okay? All right. I'm out, and take care, be safe, be there for each other, without getting anything back. Be nice to people, even when it's hard. Trust me, it's not easy, all right? It's not, all right? And sometimes, just treat people, just see what Jesus Christ went through, dealing with people. But, until the end, and stuff like that. All right, take care, I'm out, and, yeah.